Hey everybody, Louis here. Hope you're all well. I'm here just to take you through the top 10 Bybit scan this evening for this evening session. I apologize in advance for my voice echoing a bit, but I was just having a few microphone problems before this broadcast, but they will be fixed. Okay, so let's have a look at this market, hey? And let's see what's changed in the top 10 in relation to the cradle zone. And let's just see what we can deduce from this market after my last scan, which was almost 24 hours ago, or a bit less. Let's have a look. Okay, so what can the cradle zone tell us today? Looks like the top 10 is selling off a bit, so I'd be really open to shorting this market or getting some shorts on. 100% I would be. I just need to find the right setup. I really just need to find the right setup. Give me 1 second here, guys. A few people coming in. Just got the chat open there. Okay, so I'll be really open for a tasty short, that's for sure. But let's just see what's out there. I'm not just going to pull the trigger on any old setup. Okay, so starting here on the 12. Fortunately, that candle was a bit too big, and that pullback was a bit too messy. Let's have a look here on the 16. Same case. That candle is somewhat small, but I just don't. Personally, I'm going to leave that. I don't like that. But let's have a dig around on the lower time frames. And nothing really there from the cradle zone. We have some flat levels forming through here. And if you know our breakout strategy, we would be able to trade them. But right now, there's nothing there, as in for cradle trades. Let's have a look at the 2 weekly. Again, we've got a price point back here in the cradle zone, but that doesn't really tell us much for now for this session. Now let's have a look at what's next. Okay, ETH. Very choppy through here and very choppy through here on the 4. We uptick to the 8, uptick to the 12, uptick to the 16, but still not, there's no trend, there's no clear trend. Have a look on the 15 and the 30. If we saw the market really decide to sell off during this session, I'll be stalking cradles on the lower time frames. And I'll be quickly flicking through the top 10. So I'll just have my 15 and 30 minute open. And Craig's round, mate, but he's just busy. And that's what I'll be looking for. That's what my strategy is for this session. It will be looking at these lower time frames. If price does decide to go and I don't have a higher time frame short on, we'll be looking at these lower time frames and seeing what I can pull out. But so far, nothing really. Nothing on ETH at least. Let's have a look at XRP. We already know what these dailies really look like, so I'm more interested in the 4 and the 2. Let's just have a look at these. Okay, so we have the 4 hour here. It's really sideways action here on the 4. So there's no downtrend here on the 4. But if this, again, like I said, we can see on these lower time frames, price is getting heavy. We can see price dipping in and out of this cradle zone and then consolidating a bit. So some flat levels forming through there. So, you know, if price starts to drop and it starts to cycle, I would love to see some cyclicity on these lower time frames, and it may take a short there. But nothing there yet. But you can see I'm formulating a plan for this evening session. ADA, we'll have a daily. Look, we had a look at the daily yesterday, but there's excuse me. And as we know, it's in a really nice downtrend. We'll have a look at the 8 and the 12. Excuse me. On the daily, but there's nothing really there. A 30 and the 15. And guys, watch out for scammers in the chat room. We would never ask for any of your Bitcoin addresses, and we would never ask for any crypto. So again, this is a nice example. Now we have a really nice down. Let's just see if ADA is downtrending on the fall. Come on, to that. What's happening? Okay. We have this downtrend here, and price is getting a bit sticky here on the fall. But I do like this selling coming to ADA. Like, it looks like ADA knows where it wants to go. Now we can see price kind of dipping in and out of this cradle zone a little bit. It may have been a little short there on the 15. But what I'm looking for is this. If ADA was to break this, there's somewhat of a level through here. Let's have a look. Boom, right there. There's somewhat of a level through there. If ADA was to break that level to the downside, I would be interested in some shorts. So making that plan, if cyclicity returns on the 15, I would be interested on shorting ADA. I'm actually going to put that in. What color should we use today? Let's use orange. Okay, so hello. Let's have a look at this daily first. Again, Sol looking heavy like the rest of the top 10, and it's selling off a bit. There's no real trend there on the 4, and I'm really open to. There's more selling coming in to ADA, and I'd be more willing to short ADA if we had cyclicity there on the lowers than shorting Sol. Because there's not enough cyclicity there to the downside for me. It is beginning to cycle on these lower time frames, but my rules dictate that the 4 needs to be trending and needs to be in a downtrend for me to trade the 15 or the 30. So I'm not really interested in that. BNB, very choppy through here. Again, I want trend on the 4. We actually have an uptrend here on the 4. And it's just sideways on the daily. We have this disagreement of trend down here. So nothing there for me on BNB. But you can see how I'm using the cradle zone to determine if I want to trade in these conditions. And I'm using the cradle zone to see what cyclicity looks like on time frames. It's a really good indicator for that. Okay, DOT. Nice, a beautiful downtrend here on DOT. Beautiful downtrend there on the daily. Let's have a look at the 12. Nice on the 16. Unfortunately, this pullback in here, this bearish candle is a bit too big. Unfortunately. And that pullback's a bit messy as well. So, go to the 12. Go to the 8, go to the 4. Not really much there. Not much there for us. If we saw further selling off in this period, I'm going to put that in because if we saw further selling off in this market, I want to be looking at those lower time frames, the 15 and the 30. 100%. That's what my plan is. Formulating a plan coming into this evening session. All right, now let's look at Luna. It's really bucking the trend here, Luna, isn't it? Okay, very messy there on the daily. Now let's have a look at the 4. Okay, sideways. I'd be looking for a long trade here because we are uptrending on the 4. Not really anything there. So see a bit of cyclicity coming through here, but nothing there for us on Luna. Now let's have a look at AVAX. Okay. Downtrend here, lower highs here on the daily. Now let's have a look here on the 4. Downtrend, it is downtrending on the 4, AVAX, which is nice. So we have that nice, that trend matching up through the time frames. Have a look here on the daily, the 16, 30. I'm actually going to pop that in, guys. If we see more cyclicity returning here on the 15 and the 30, I want to know about it. See cyclicity returning on these lower time frames, I want to know about it. because we do have a downtrend on the 4 and a downtrend on the daily. So just having a plan. If the market does decide to sell off, I would love to have a short on. And lastly, Doge. Beautiful downtrend here on Doge. Like, I'd love price to pull into that level and get a short there on the daily. But alas, we did not have that. Now, nice downtrend here on the 4. Let's have a look at the 2. Let's have a look at the 1. Let's have a look at the 30. Let's have a look at the 15. Again, if the market decides to sell off, we have a nice downtrend on the 4, and we have a nice downtrend on the daily. I'm going to put this in. This is part of my plan. Okay, now let's have a look at this stalking list. All right, ADA is in for obvious reasons. We have a downtrend on the daily and a downtrend on the 15, although we do have this level through here. Now, let's have a look at this. So, okay, so this level's on the 15. I'll enlarge this chart right now. Okay, so if this level breaks, I would be open. If this level breaks and cyclicity returns similar to this, like look at that little bearish candle in there. Boom. I want to know about it. We pull back into that level and we have cyclicity. I'll be shorting that puppy for sure. Let's have a look on the daily. 16, 12. Oh, it's just such a shame that daily, that bearish candle isn't up there. But we have a downtrend on the 4. And again, if we see this market sell off, I want to be trading. I want to be having a look on the 15 and 30, not trading 100%, but having a look on the 15 and 30. And if that cyclicity does return, I want to be trading it. I want to know about it. AVAX, same plan. Downtrend on the daily, downtrend on the 4, 15. If I'm going to be trading short, on these lower time frames, I want to be monitoring AVAX and seeing what's happening there. And if AVAX does start cycling on these lower time frames, we have that nice downtrends through all the time frames to support it. So I do want to know about AVAX if the market does decide to sell off in this evening session. And then finally, Doge. Same plan, guys. Downtrend on the daily, downtrend on the 4. And then let's just see if there are any significant levels there that we're trading into. Ooh. There is a level through there, definitely. Let's have a look on the 15. Yeah, I'm going to take Doge out, guys, because I don't want to be trading into that level. Remember, zooming out and putting in and placing in major levels of the daily is important because it stops us taking these trades, and that's one of those trades. I don't want to be trading into that level. Although it has been broken here a few times, it is quite respected here on the daily. So I'm going to take that out on Doge. If that level was to break, however, again, lower time frames. So what's the plan? For this evening session, for you traders in the Northern Hemisphere, lower time frame trades. The 15-minute and the 30-minute time frames with ADAUDT and AVAX all in downtrends on the daily and the 4. So I'll be happy to short those lower time frame trades. Apart from that, guys, that's what there is. And it's important to have a plan, and that's how we work the cradle zone. I hope you're all well, and as always, safe trading. And please go through the seminars again that we've done for the past 4 weeks. Go through them, review. That's how you learn. Take care, guys, and speak to you soon.